Hello Latinus, this is Mariska doing De Bello Gallico Book 4, 31, from a author, so you might know him, you might not, his name's Caesar. Alright, and let's start. Here's the first part. At Caesar esti nondum earum consilia cognoveret tamen et ex eventu navium suarum et ex eo quad obsides dare intermessorant, for id quod accidit suspiciabatur. Alright, so the first part is pretty easy. At Caesar is but Caesar, although etsi here is a conjunction, that means although he had not yet known their plan. So he had not yet known the plan of them, and the plan nondem is like a negative, and it's just an adverb, so nondem means not yet. Cognoverant here, it is pluperfect, but it's translated in the imperfect as a regular imperfect because it just makes more sense here. Instead of had known, did not yet know their plan, because it kind of reinforces how good of a leader he is in this last little part right here. Alright, so tamen et ex eventu. So nevertheless, both, because you have et, so it's going to be a both and, both from the fact that they had neglected to give hostages, from the fact that they had both from the misfortunes of his, so you have a both and, so both from the misfortunes of his ship, and suarum here is of his, it modifies that, and the fact that they had neglected to give hostages, he suspected that which happened would happen. So Caesar is just here, he's reflecting about how good of a leader he is, because he already analyzed the situation, and even though he didn't know the other enemy's plans, he had already known something like this could happen. So it's just him kind of taking credit for superior leadership. And fore here is futurum esse, and it is in an indirect statement. Quod accidit is translated as what actually happened, so it just reinforces how good of a leader Caesar is. Itaque ad omnes causas subsida comparebat. Therefore he was preparing, because bot was preparing help for all the misfortunes. So it just reinforces how good of a leader he is already taking precautions for what could happen. Alright, nam et frumentum ex agris quotidie castra conferebat et quae gravisum afflictate erant naves erare materiae atque aere ad reliquias raffiantas utebator. Alrighty. So right here, what it's saying is, for both, so you have an et here, and an et here, so it's both and yet again. So for both, he was, because you have to supply, it's he, because it's all about Caesar and how good of a leader he is. For both he was carrying grain out of the country into the camps, from the country into the camp daily. And he used the wood, so you have to go down here. So he used the wood and bronze of those ships. So Aram refers to this, of those ships which had been damaged the most severely. So if you wanted to do it in order, it would be like the ships which had been damaged the most severely. He would take wood and bronze out of them. 2. From these he used to repair the ships. And so from these he used to repair the ships. Reliquas is remaining, and you have to supply naves here, so to repair the remaining ships, because the other ones had been severely damaged. Alright. Et qua ad eas res erant iusi ex continente comportari iubet. Alright. Right here, it's saying, and he ordered, so you have to go to your main verb, and he ordered that the things were useful for these manners. So you have to supply like que as these again. And he ordered that the things were useful for these manners, and for these manners be acquired out of the continent. So what he is asking is that because he can't get anything in Britain, they have to go to the continent, which to them is Europe and Gaul and etc. Alright. Itaque cum sumo studio a militibus administrater duodecim navibus amicis reliquis ut navigare satis commodo posset efficit. Therefore, since it was guided by the soldiers with the greatest eagerness, cum here is translated as since, by the soldiers with the greatest eagerness, duodecim, 12 ships having been lost, so the ones that he had lost out of the 20, I believe, or 18, Caesar accomplished that for the remaining it was possible to be sailed very easily. So Caesar has to be supplies because this is all about him. Accomplished is Efficit is translated as accomplished, but it's better fitting here. And ut to posset is a subjunctive in the clause result. So Caesar accomplished for the remaining that it is possible to sail very easily. It was possible to be sailed very easily, because this is a passive infinitive right here. Alright, thank you for listening.